All right, in this video tutorial, we're going to do this little mountain right here. We're going to put a blend mode on it, and then we're going to do this mountain in the back. All right, so how do we do that? Blend modes. The blend modes are right here, and I'll just get into it. We'll learn by doing it, okay? So let's go ahead and kind of clean up our layers here. I'm going to add another folder. I'm going to call this folder, I don't know, middle green. And then let's go ahead and then add a layer into that folder. I want to make sure, I'm going to close that to make sure that it's in there. We can call this one middle green mountain. Okay. And I'm actually going to add mountain on that, MTN, enter. All right, and same idea. So we're going to select our folder, grab P, and I'm going to start out here with a handle. That way when I come up to here I have a nice curve to it. Looks like I still need to fix it quite a bit. Okay, and whoa, there we go. And then I'll just come around here like this and close that. All right, so now let's grab this and doctor this up a little bit. Looks like I might need to really adjust that. There we go. And looks good. Okay, there we go. So now I'll go to my path, I'll cut my path, I'll select my folder, hit Command V and paste it on top. And so what we're going to do is grab green again, and we're going to paint green in this layer. Okay, and I want you to paint more than you think you need. Paint in this area, paint all over here. Okay, and with this one, we're going to change the blend mode to multiply. All right. And while I'm thinking about it, let's go ahead and select the illustration folder right here, and let's grab multiply as well. Bam, okay. All right, and let's see. So let's talk about our hierarchy here. We've got this mountain in front, and what it needs to be is behind that front layer, but we don't want to stuff it inside the folder, so you got to be careful. So right now it's going to go in that folder. I just want it to be in between those two mountains, all right? And so it's behind this one, but it's in front of the blue one there, all right? And so the blend mode only reacts with layers that are below it. So it's this one is not reacting with this one because there's no blend mode. This one right here is the middle one. It's only reacting with this one here. And so we've been able to get another color out of this by mixing this green with this blue here. You're welcome to you are welcome to play with any one of the other blend modes. I think overlay might be the only one that looks good for this one, but there's a little bit of shadow on this, and so I'm going to keep that at multiply. All right, now let's go ahead and do this back mountain back here. So same idea. Let's go ahead and make another group. Let's call, and I got to drag this down to here. Got to be careful where you're placing it. So we're going to place it just like that. And let's call this one back mountain. And then we'll make a new layer inside this one. Double check that it is inside there. It is. We'll call this layer back mountain, and then do the same steps here. So with that folder selected, I'll hit P for pen tool. Kind of start with my handle way out here. That way it enters the frame nice and neat. Looks like I did it pretty incorrectly. Pretend that there's a peak here so we can keep this line still looking very nice and smooth. Okay, and then repeat the steps. Right, and then we'll close that. Hit A. I'm going to gotta just select that anchor point and then just, there we go. And move this just like that. Okay, and looks pretty good. All right. Okay, so now we'll select the path, we'll cut the path, we'll select the folder here, we'll paste it on top of the folder, and then with this one, let's close that because this one's in the back, so we're going to want to make sure that this is in the very back. And so this is going to put it in that folder. We don't want to do it. You can see how the blue is highlighting that folder, but when the blue is right underneath it, boom, it's going to be inside there. And we'll double click double check this. If I close the illustration folder, you're going to see that it is indeed inside that illustration folder. Okay, so now with this one, let's go and select that layer, and then let's grab B for brush, and for this one we're just going to paint it blue. So I'll sample the blue here again, and then I'll brush that in. You're going to notice that we're going to see the blue behind the mountain there, and that's okay. You can do as much or little as you want to. Okay, I might leave a little bit of it like that. Okay, it does have this just kind of plus I want them to be a little bit see-through because we're going to have a red sky behind there. We want it to interact with those mountains there. So do as much or as little as you want, okay? And don't worry about too much about it being consistent. We got some weird brush strokes going on, okay? All right, cool. So I'm going to close that, and now in the next video, we'll show you how to do the sky. Oh, you know what? I apologize. I'm going to make sure that the blend mode here is set to multiply. There we go. All right, now we'll see you in the next one.